Hello, my name is Arnaud. Welcome to Yarmad, the French reggae pub in Korea. So my name is Arnaud. I'm 33 years old and I came to Korea 8 years ago now. So actually I'm from Brittany, so the best region in France, in Europe and in the world. So it's the extreme west of France. And then actually, like in Brittany, we are very famous to make crepes. And then when I was younger, my dream was to open also something similar, like a creperie. So, but I didn't want to do like it in my hometown or in my region. So I wanted to travel because I was looking at many documentaries about the French people who succeed abroad. So that's why I decided to move to New Zealand. And then in New Zealand, so when I arrived there, I found a creperie who was quite successful too. And then I was like, oh, it's a good spot to learn and to get more experience. So I went with my CV. Hello boss, my name is Arnaud, I'm 20 years old. I make the best French crepe in the world. And then actually, so he took me as a worker, but after one day, because I studied to make crepes only 2 weeks, so I was not able to be a real chef. So then he kept me because I was nice. So I became like a waiter, but because my English was not good enough, so I was going to every table with my bucket and a paper, and I was, sorry guys, I don't speak English, can you write your order? So everybody had fun, and then I realized that it was a real passion about hospitality, not only because of making food, but even more like meeting people who are interested about food, your country, or even just random people. So my dream was really to stay in New Zealand and maybe establish like something similar. But because of the visa and everything, I could stay like 2 more years, but overstay. So now I'm out for New Zealand for quite a long time because I got fired for at least 8 years. So after I met in New Zealand, so I met my wife, so my girlfriend who became my wife, which is Korean, Yeonjung. And then we decided to move to Australia with a working holiday visa also. And then for all my expatriation time, even if I was not a real chef or I never really studied to be a chef or like, globally hospitality, my dream was to really keep opening my restaurant somewhere in the world. So every time I've been traveling, I've been in the French community because I wanted to get the more and more information about this professional activity and learn more and more. After all, I could see like all my bosses who were putting some French music and being with the French t-shirt and the moustache, everything. But I didn't want to do the exact stereotype of a French restaurant. So that's why when I came to Korea with my wife, my plan was to open a creperie with reggae music and making something like cozy and cool and open to everybody at the same time. When I arrived in Korea in 2013, so because of my previous experience, so in France, New Zealand, Australia, I was feeling kind of ready to, it will be my turn to be owner of a restaurant. But yeah, the reality came back right on my face. When you don't have any money, it's very complicated to open, to do anything. So for 1 year, I tried like quite few things. So first of all, like already to learn Korean because it was important. So I took some lessons for a couple of months to learn my first level of Korean. I'm still at the first levels of Korean, but anyway. And after, like some people, a friend of my wife, say, "Oh Arnaud, you are still not too much alcoholic now. Still in the middle of the 20s, so you can do modeling." So I was like, it's not my style or whatever, but actually I needed money. So I did a couple of shooting, like a TV show or like a picture like this for some clothes. I don't even remember much. but it was also a good experience, and that good experience was like I was making quite a good money for half a day or a full day. And also the second, what is important for me to remember, it's I will never ever do it again, because it's not something I like at all. I got so many old friends where I was living next to Gimpo, so a very Korean place, who told me like, Arno, let's drink soju. So every night I was drinking soju with them, learning Korean and learning about life and how to make a business in Korea. So it was very interesting, and one guy told me one day, like, why don't you try to open your own shop in a street? So that's why, like, I opened for 1 year in a Korean market far away from all the touristic places. The first Korean traditional space in a market to sell crepes. So it was a very good. It was a super good experience because I met so many people and I could feel like so much help from the local. It was very interesting, and also I got the chance for 1 year to participate to a Korean TV show on KBS, who brought me so many people, because at the beginning when I opened in 2013, I got many people because it was September, good weather and everything. And then when it started to be winter, it was almost minus 15 to 20 every day. So people were more lazy to wait for eating crepes and everything. So that's why I got the TV show. It helps me to boost my activity. And then instead of selling maybe 40 to 50 crepes per day, I was selling like almost 1,000 crepes a day. Only with one machine, minus 20 outside, and I had a line from 11 in the morning to 11 at night every day. So people were waiting just 1 hour to eat $2 crepes. So it was a very good experience. So after it, I could save quite a bit of money, and then finally I opened Yarmat, which means like Gambe, like a cheers in my local language, in Britain language. And then we have now like a proper restaurant in the best area, the one I always dream, Hongdae. So Hongdae is an artistic place, and I get many DJs or musicians coming here. So finally I could make like exactly something I was dreaming even 12 or 15 years before. But after a couple of months, when it started to be like super cold, it was very complicated to have clients, because it's minus 20, so kids have to go back home very fast, and even the market is less busy than usual. And also we had another bad experience. It was when MERS virus arrived in Korea. So we got also like a few people infected, and unfortunately who passed away. People who were working the same market than me. So for for 1 month and a half, we had almost nobody. But the lucky things I got, it's one day one client I didn't even know. He called the channel #1 in Korea called KBS. And then he said, well, there is a young French guy selling crepes, it's minus 20 degrees, he has nobody these days. You have to contact him, because I'm sure it will be a very interesting topic on one of your documentary. So KBS called me, and I remember I was with my uncle of my wife, drinking soju, and they wanted to do so many interviews before they say yes or no. And I was a little bit tired, maybe a little bit drunk, and I said, yo, I don't have time. Happy or not happy, we do it or we don't do it. If you are happy, you come tomorrow. I start at 11 at that address, and then you say yes or no, but I don't care. And then actually they came the day after, and they were looking at me on the market. They were, where is he? I'm right here. And then they saw my little tent, like a 2 meter square, and they were, okay, we come back tomorrow. We shoot for 1 hour, just a previous shot. And then we are gonna record not one episode, but 3 episodes. And because the story was really weird or very interesting for Koreans too. So that's why after, because of the TV, I got 1 hour line for a couple of months every single day. I was working 7 days a week, 12 hours per day. And as I said before, if you are a real worker, if you are not always tired or sick or whatever, if you dream about something, there is no cheating way, you have to work. So I never got tired, I never got anything, working is a secret. So that's why it was a super good experience. I could gather some money to finally open a proper restaurant. Zermatt actually, it's not a good name for a restaurant when you are out of Brittany, because none of the French people knows what does it mean. Actually, Zermatt it means santé, so gambe, cheers in Brittany language. So I still have, after 5 years, almost 6 years of opening, some French people who come for a long time who are asking me, "Hey Arnaud, what does it mean already, Zermatt?" It means cheers, brother. We made every single thing by our own. So it was now, because it's successful, it's even more like an happiness for me. And also, if you go to most of the French restaurants, you have Edith Piaf or Aux Champs-Élysées, whatever, always the same music. Me, I fell into the reggae since I was in New Zealand. So yeah, it's a part of my concept, and I'm very happy with that. I think it's good to be in a stereotype, but not much too. So that's why now I can also be only a bar. If I put some French music, it sounds like a little bit high class or a little bit boring. My biggest suggestion for people who want to start something in Korea, I think it's most important is to know minimum the market. So, and even I think because Korea is totally different than many European countries or whatever, even me now, after 8 years, I'm still learning so many things. So I think it's very important to know the market, to work very hard, and also, why not if you are Italian, if you are French or any country, to try to get some meeting in your chambers, because they are here to help you. Sometimes it costs a little bit of money, but you have nothing with nothing. So and more you share your dream with people, with the good people, and more you can get stronger and start something for real. Thanks a lot for listening to my story, and see you for the next episode of Foreign Hero. Merci.